James Corden, TV host, comedian, and apparently omelet critic extraordinaire. But what's the tea behind the man who makes celebrities sing in cars? Spoiler, it's not sunny side up. First up, the Balthazar ban. The owner, Keith McNally, called Corden the most abusive customer in 25 years. Ouch. He allegedly yelled at servers over egg whites in his wife's omelet, and even dropped this gem. Maybe I should go into the kitchen and cook the omelet myself. Chill out, Gordon Ramsay. Now finding a hair in your food? Fair complaint. Screaming at the staff? Not so much. I guess he scrambled his chance for a peaceful brunch. But it's not just omelets. Word is, James has also been less than charming behind the scenes. Directors, writers, you name it. Rumors say he's prone to shouting matches during production. Who knew karaoke came with a side of workplace drama? Oh, and those chat show moments? Critics call him out for constantly interrupting guests and hogging the spotlight. It's like, James, are we watching your show or your TED Talk? After the Balthazar backlash, James issued an apology. Well, kinda. He first claimed he didn't do anything wrong, then later admitted he was ungracious. Translation? I was rude, but let's not make a big deal out of it, okay? So, is James Corden just having bad days, or is it a pattern? What do you think, omelet drama or full-blown diva behavior? Let me know in the comments because, honestly, this story is overcooked. He's proof that even a charming accent can't save you from being labeled the worst in 25 years. But speaking of divas who leave a sour taste, let's talk about our second on the list. Ariana Grande, pop princess, donut vandal, and maybe not as sweet as her voice suggests. Let's break down a few incidents that have fans raising their eyebrows, and not in admiration. Cassandra Peterson, the legend behind Elvira, says meeting Ariana was one of her worst celebrity encounters. Why though? After bending over backward for Ariana's friends and family, the singer allegedly refused to take a photo with her. Imagine hosting someone's entourage only to get ghosted. Like, thanks but no thanks. Painful. Ariana later claimed anxiety was to blame. Yeah, sure. She says she didn't even remember the interaction. But seriously though, is oops, I forgot the best excuse? Especially when you're treating people like background extras? Then the donut incident, the unforgettable cringe. Ariana was caught licking donuts at a store. Yes, licking. Makes me want to vomit. And then casually declaring, I hate America. That's a proper moment. Not exactly the behavior you'd expect from someone with millions of adoring fans. This wasn't just unhygienic, it was utterly disrespectful. The store owner was understandably furious, and the public wasn't any kinder. Ariana's response? An apology that felt as lukewarm as the donuts she didn't buy. Then there are the fan stories. Reports of being brushed off or ignored during meet and greets keep piling up. This behavior is a slap in the face of the fans, coming from someone who built a career on fan loyalty, or, in Ariana's case, a dismissive hair flip. What do you think? Genuine missteps or just her true colors? Drop your thoughts in the comments, but don't expect her to reply. And if you thought that was wild, wait till you hear about our number 3. Before that, please like this video. Cuba Gooding Jr. once lit up the big screen with charm and talent, but behind the scenes, the stories paint a very different picture, and it's not looking good. First, there's a disturbing pattern of unwanted touching and inappropriate behavior toward women. Multiple allegations include groping waitresses, licking a woman's face, yes, that happened, and other unwelcome advances in bars and clubs. Imagine thinking, this party is one face lick away from legendary. No, Cuba, just no. Then there's the time he lifted Sarah Paulson's skirt at a public event. Let that sink in. He thought that it was okay to lift her skirt in front of cameras. On or off camera is beside the point. Just sit back and appreciate his audacity. The backlash was swift, with social media branding him gross and disrespectful. Honestly, if that's your idea of a joke, it's time you fired your inner comedian, dude. After pleading guilty to forcibly touching a woman, Cuba apologized, but he claimed he didn't mean any disrespect. Translation, I was trying to touch you respectfully. Now that is funny. It's the kind of half apology that only makes things worse. If you're in court for this stuff, maybe stop half-assing it and own up. These incidents reveal a pattern of disrespectful and predatory behavior. It's not one bad night. It's a series of choices that have earned him a reputation as a Hollywood creep. I guess Cuba took hands-on acting a little too literally. Ask anyone on the receiving end of his antics. But hey, if you think he's hard to work with, the next one is about to raise the bar. Naomi Campbell is our number 4, supermodel, icon, and possibly the real queen of chaos. From flying cell phones to snarky comments, her track record of bad behavior is legendary for all the wrong reasons. Let's dive in. Naomi doesn't just throw shade. She throws, yes, cell phones. She throws cell phones. Allegedly, she hit her assistant with one and later hurled a cell phone at her maid, landing her in the hospital. Whoa, what the? Who needs a weapons permit when you've got a flip phone, right? These incidents weren't just tantrums. They came with lawsuits, legal trouble, and a giant "do not work with her" warning label. At a public event, Naomi allegedly dropped a snide comment aimed at fashion powerhouse Anna Wintour. Picture this: an entire room gasping in shock while Naomi casually sips her tea. Or in her case, probably something stronger. If you're making Anna Wintour flinch, you've mastered the art of elite-level rudeness. It doesn't stop there. Naomi has been accused of treating service staff like extras in her drama. Restaurant servers, assistants, you name it. Reports describe her behavior as entitled and downright dismissive. Then there's her infamous habit of arriving hours late to interviews and photo shoots. And when she finally shows up, no apologies, no explanations. Just that signature strut, like she's gracing us with her presence. Well, I've got news for you, Naomi. Being fabulous doesn't make it okay to waste everyone's time. Naomi's talent is undeniable, but with a track record like this, it's clear she's not just fierce. She's a full-blown storm. If you ever cross her path, just duck. Naomi might make you want to duck, but our number 5 will send you some unalive ones. Yeah, I said unalive. Jared Leto, a man so deep into his characters that he's lost touch with reality. His antics have made headlines for all the wrong reasons. Check it out. First up, Suicide Squad. Leto's method acting went full cringe. He sent unalive animals to his co-stars. Yes, I said unalive. Again. He also insisted everyone call him Joker. Was he acting or just auditioning for Most Annoying Colleague of the Year? He didn't stop there. Leto refused to break character, even off set. Sure, commitment is admirable, but when your co-stars feel like they're walking on eggshells around you, that's not art. At a recent event featuring a Michelin star chef, Leto snubbed the meal. He claimed he once got food poisoning at a similar event. Instead of politely declining, he pulled out an energy bar and chowed down in front of the chef. On set, Leto demanded a separate trailer and refused to interact with his castmates unless it was absolutely necessary. Newsflash, Jared, you're not filming the Jared Leto show. Industry insiders have labeled him difficult and self-absorbed. And honestly, can you even blame them? From outrageous stunts to full-on diva behavior, Jared Leto thinks being difficult equals being dedicated. It doesn't, Jared. It does not. It equals a word that'll get my video taken down. At this point, Leto's antics overshadow his talent. So what do you think? Genius artist or just insufferable? Let us know in the comments. Unless you plan to send us an unalive animal, let's move on to our number 6. Adam Levine, frontman of Maroon 5 and the voice coach. But behind the catchy tunes, the man's behavior has hit more sour notes than a karaoke bar at 2 a.m. At Chile's Viña del Mar festival, Adam wasn't exactly feeling the love. When the crowd sang along, he snapped, "Well, if you want to do my job, go ahead." Real charmer, huh? And before the show, he reportedly asked that no one look him in the face. Imagine paying for a concert only to feel like you're bothering the performer by existing. At the Hollywood Bowl, a fan rushed the stage for a hug, and Adam's reaction? He pushed her away, mouthed a curse word, and looked like he just stepped in something gross. Sure, fans shouldn't invade personal space, but when your entire career depends on their loyalty, maybe tone down the ick, you prick. Then there's the live voice fiasco. Adam publicly threw contestant DeAndre Nico under the bus. He said he was confused about why Nico was in the bottom 2, but wait, it gets worse. He told the audience to vote for another contestant who was too sick to perform. Way to boost morale, Adam. Levine allegedly refused autographs for what he called ugly chicks. He's also been accused of belittling contestants and colleagues. Confidence is great, but calling fans ugly when they're the ones buying your albums? That's next level arrogance. And don't forget the reported feud with Christina Aguilera on The Voice. He allegedly called her an offensive name. Her face, stirring up a toxic work environment. From snapping at fans to belittling colleagues, Adam Levine's behavior seems less moves like Jagger and more moves like a diva. Adam Levine's voice may be smooth, but his behavior, not so much. So, what do you think? Just bad moments? Or is he letting his ego run the show? Let us know in the comments. Before we move on to the next one, please subscribe and ring the bell. Ellen DeGeneres built her brand on Be Kind, but behind-the-scenes stories tell a completely different tale. Awkward confrontations, workplace nightmare, you name it. YouTuber Nikki DeJager, who goes by Nikki Tutorials, described Ellen as cold and distant during her guest appearance. Apparently, the hospitality ended once the cameras stopped rolling. For someone whose brand is all about warmth, Ellen seems more like an ice queen than a sunshine host. Comedian Kevin T. Porter's viral Twitter thread exploded with over 2,000 stories of Ellen being downright mean. We're talking rude treatment of staff, dismissive behavior toward guests, and a long list of cringeworthy anecdotes. It goes to show that Be Kind was just a front. Former employees described the Ellen Show as a toxic workplace, where harassment and racial insensitivity ran rampant. Ellen herself was accused of being oblivious, or worse, indifferent to what was happening. One former staffer summed it up: she's out of touch. Not exactly what you'd expect from daytime TV's favorite friend. Then there's the infamous Dakota Johnson interview. Ellen awkwardly confronted her for not inviting her to a birthday party, only for Dakota to clap back with, "Actually, I did invite you." Watching Ellen fumble through that moment was as uncomfortable as it gets. Ellen's rude treatment of service staff has also been called out. One story involves her berating a waiter for having chipped nail polish. Another paints her as someone who expects the world to bow at her feet. Entitlement much? Ellen's persona as a kind-hearted host is hard to reconcile with these stories, whether it's a workplace scandal or an awkward public spat. The contrast between her brand and behavior couldn't be more stark. Ellen's fall from grace shows that no amount of dancing or one-liners can cover up a bad attitude. So was her Be Kind mantra real or just part of the act? Let us know in the comments. That's not it. Continue watching part 2 here, or check out this video right here. You'll love it.